Consider the following. American students' science scores have been stagnant for a number of years, and the very value of their science education is being threatened by individuals and organizations that are lobbying to interject religious creation myths into the classroom programs. On a more broad front, there is an alarming degree of apathy towards the notion of sustainable living, with many people balking at the idea of climate change and refusing to consider revising their habits of consumption. Few people are willing to speak out about these issues. There is an inherent risk of social ostracism that accompanies any announcements of opinions that differ from those of the established majority. But one man is choosing to speak out anyways. That man is Bill Nye the Science Guy. His talents take many forms, such as that of inventor, comedian, author, engineer, and scientist. Bill Nye is a great role model. First, he strives to increase scientific literacy. Second, he promotes the use of reason over blind faith. Third, he is actively involved with environmentalism. I would like to share with you the incredible ways in which Bill Nye has contributed to bettering our society and the ways in which we understand the world around us. Which brings me to my first point. Bill Nye strives to increase scientific literacy. As included in the biography about Bill Nye, which can be found on his website, BillNye.com, Bill Nye has a long and successful track record in teaching others to embrace science. He had a highly successful TV series notably named Bill Nye the Science Guy, which through the use of fun and humor aimed at boosting children's interest in all things scientific. His television show went on to win 18 Emmys during its 5-year run. He also authored 5 children's books covering a wide variety of scientific matters, with titles such as Bill Nye the Science Guy's Great Big Book of Tiny Germs and Consider the Following, which was named after a segment included on his Science Guy show. In addition to this, he also teaches part-time at Cornell University as a part of the Frank H.T. Rhodes Visiting Professorship. As you can see on the TED Talks online lessons website, Bill Nye also designed and built a sundial for use on the planet Mars. Beginning in 1998, while attending a meeting at Cornell to discuss flights to Mars, Bill Nye came up with the idea to install sundials on the body of the Mars rover. He developed an interest in sundials as a result of his father's experience as a prisoner of war, who learned to tell the time by building his own sundials. Bill Nye strives to increase scientific literacy. As you can see, Bill Nye has built an impressive resume of skills and achievements, but the accomplishments I just discussed are only the tip of the iceberg in a very long list of successes. Another side to Bill's promotion of scientific literacy is his belief that reason, supported by scientific evidence, should hold far more weight as truth than on verifiable claims. Which brings me to my second point. Bill Nye promotes the use of reason over blind faith. As evidenced by his video speech, Creationism is not appropriate for children, Bill Nye is very vocal in his approach towards the embrace of evolutionary theory. As a strong opponent to the tale of teaching biblical creation and the assumption of the tale as fact, Bill Nye proudly defends his stance on evolution as a scientifically proven fact. He believes, like many others, that the creation tale put forth by the holy books of religious adherents is false because there is no empirical proof of its occurrence. Whereas the lengthy process of natural evolution can be witnessed and proven firsthand via the fossils of animals and our own ape ancestors. Nye states in his speech that if you want to deny evolution and live in your world that's completely inconsistent with everything we observe in the universe, then that's fine. But don't make your kids do it because we need them. We need scientifically literate voters and taxpayers for the future. Bill Nye recently debated the creationist Ken Ham on the viability of the religious creation model as a reliable theory on how we came to be. You can find this video debate by searching on YouTube or by doing a Google search. Nye's approach was that of a love for learning. He shared the scientific discoveries that we have made regarding evolution and the natural history of the world, and clearly believes that the United States cannot move forward if the creationist perspective is permitted to be taught as fact in our public schools. Bill Nye promotes the use of reason over blind faith. As you can see, Bill Nye is not afraid to speak his mind and stand behind his beliefs. But there is another side of the science guy that you may not have been aware of. Bill Nye is actively involved in environmentalism. As referenced in Nye's biography on BillNye.com, Bill Nye is an avid proponent of living a green lifestyle. He prefers to commute throughout his neighborhood and currently owns 5 bikes that he uses as his main form of transportation near his home in Los Angeles, California. Never one for half measures, Nye's LA home is also equipped with solar panels on the roof and a solar-powered water heater that he designed himself. In addition to this, he also grows a full garden in place of a lawn that produces fresh fruits and vegetables, while using less water than a traditional grass lawn would. As a proud embracer of the tree hugger lifestyle, Nye has outlined some of the choices that we can each make in order to reduce our overall carbon footprint and leave the world a little healthier. He recommends lowering the number of coal-fired plants and moving towards more efficient transportation systems. While I have no plans to give up racing around in my car, I feel that his idea of doing more with less is a noble goal that can and should be applied to a wider range of everyday experiences. Bill Nye is actively involved in environmentalism. As I have just shown you, Bill Nye holds a very forward approach to sustainable living. And as you can see, each of the points we covered speak of someone who is on the cutting edge of lifestyle improvement. Bill Nye is a great role model. He is a man who is not afraid to strike out on his own path and speak his mind, regardless of who might agree or disagree with him. Being thoughtful and upfront about where he stands on some of the major hot-button issues of our time, and backing up his words with appropriate action, reinforce what is obviously a moral heart within an intellectual mind. To review, the points he covered are: 1. Bill Nye strives to increase scientific literacy. 2. Bill Nye promotes the use of reason over blind faith. And 3. Bill Nye is actively involved in environmentalism. Hope you enjoyed my speech. Have a good night.